onefootflipper.
Hi, Paige here, the 1 Foot Flipper. It's Thursday evening. It's about 5 o'clock. Just got some orders together, ready to put out. Last night I went live for the first time, but never done that before, and I think it did pretty good. I only did it with 5 minutes advance notice, so a lot of people missed it, but I was happy to see a lot of my regulars there. Helo's World made it out. J Ride Flips made it there. Harry Tornado was there for at least long enough to put a few messages in. I don't know if he stayed for the whole thing or not. And overall, I think it went pretty good. So I'll probably do more lives in the future. I even might do some live auctions or some live sales of the lesser stuff in my basement to help move it out. I have no interest in getting into whatnot or anything, but I might do a few of those just to make some space, you know, starting everything at $1, get rid of it, boom, boom, boom. Let's look at a few sales. I sold a stack of 10 Elvis Presley books in a lot for $19.99 plus shipping. My mom gave me those. She had to declutter a bunch of stuff when she moved from house to apartment and didn't want to throw those away, so she gave them to me to try to sell. I stuck them all in one lot, and they sold in an hour, so I guess I underpriced them by a little bit. Sold this set of 2 Games Workshop vintage-ish Warhammer dice, $9.99. Madonna self-titled EP, $11.48. Okay, this is the one with Lucky Star and Borderline, very much at the very beginning of her career, before she became British or any of that. I sold a Death Pile Monster to viewer Melissa. We'll put a link to her store down below if she's got one. She said, "Thank you so much for your content. Much love to your family." Well, thank you so much, Melissa. And sold another Death Pile Monster to David Peach Picker 30. We'll put a link to his store down at the bottom. He said, "Hey Paige, loving the videos and wanted to show support from Georgia. I've been selling on eBay for about 18 months and learning every day. Check out my store." Hey, I will check it out. He bought both a Death Pile Monster and a Nashville hat. See, smart. He used that combined shipping. That way he's not paying the money just for the Death Pile Monster. He also got the hat to get there. Alright, who is next? I sold a 511 hat, tactical. It's got a Velcro patch on the back, although you have to say hook and loop. $5.89 plus shipping. I'm not the best hat picker, but you only put $1 into them, so still not that bad. I sold this big British versus Pirates oversized hex map. This is basically a giant mouse pad that's 2 feet on one side and 3.5 feet on the other side, and it's got an ocean scene and hexes on it. This sold for $20 plus shipping. I sold a tortoise slow motion machine for trains and other small electronics, $15.99 plus shipping. I sold another Death Pile Monster. Where did I drop the Death Pile Monster? Oh no. Where did he go? I cannot lose any of those things because they are irreplaceable. I did manage to source another stock of them in addition to what I had by going through all my industry connections of where they've been from, but I had to pay way up for them. So when I get into that box of them, they will be much more expensive than the $5.99 they are now. Sold another Death Pile Monster. Miss Carrie said, "Hi Paige and family, thank you for your YouTube channel. Lots of great information as a reseller. This little guy is going right next to my McNugget buddy. We'll send a picture. eBay store is KG Shop. Thank you again. Take care." Miss Carrie, I have the same issue as you with my name, she says. I'll put a link to her shop down below in the description. Another Death Pile Monster went out to John, Atari Bowling. No note. I'll put a link to his store in the description. Was happy to see this one. This one came with a note. "Hey buddy, this is Caleb from the Old Pass. Thanks for the shout out. Had to come in and get a cool Death Pile Monster. Appreciate you. God bless." I just featured Caleb's shed in my clean shed video. Caleb is the Old Pass on YouTube, although he does not have any videos. To see him, you've got to see when he either shows up in one of Old School Pickers videos or to watch the Two Old Guys Reselling podcast. And he bought the Q4 Death Pile Monster. I don't have a large amount of him. So, yeah, and there'll be a link to Caleb's store down below. Oh, and his wife Tanya, of course. Another Death Pile Monster, viewer Joseph, JoJo Funhouse and more. Didn't send a note. I'll put a link to his store in the description. I sold a lot of Beavis and Butthead comic books for $14.99, issues 1, 4, 5, 10, and 13. And I'm going to ship them inside this old Saturday Night Live record sleeve because the record inside it was toast. I still have one issue of Beavis and Butthead, issue 1 left. Probably if I do a live YouTube auction, I'll put that in there. Sold this Sizzix stamp and die set called Hardware Findings. Sold for $19.99. Got this from viewer Christy, and I'll put a little bit of money on her spreadsheet. I only do the spreadsheet thing for local viewers who I actually have a personal relationship with. So it's kind of like consignment. They give me the items, and I pay them whatever I decide to pay them when they sell. I sold this AC/DC, There Will Be Blood, $10.79. All right, we'll have to get down to the basement for the rest of the sales because I had a viewer who noticed that I still had a bunch of records left in my buy one get one free store, and she bought a lot of them. Because I buy one get one free store had some records left in it. It wouldn't let you move the videos, and I was like, you know what, I'm just going to let them go at half price. I don't want to pull them out and make new videos. And she took advantage of that, and we'll see those when we get downstairs. Okay, I'm here in the basement, this little personal thing, but finally after being broken for 4 years, I just put a refurb computer in my computer-powered arcade cabinet. We're going to power it up and see if it works. See if the monitor still works. See if everything else still works. Oh my goodness, can I reach that power button? I can't reach the power button. I'm going to have to come back in a second. Alright, Julie's here. It looks like somebody has sent her a package.
I don't know what this is, and I don't know who it's from, but let's see.
Well, I'll figure out who it's from, and we'll pop that up on the screen. A few hours later. Oh my goodness, where's the box knife?
Really?
A few more moments later.
Here.
Just let me have the knife.
Why?
It's already open.
Yep.
It's gonna dump out the top.
I got some stickers, some emoji stickers.
Stickers.
A bunch of glow-in-the-dark squishies.
Squishy pals and squishy surprise.
I got a kitty art set.
Oh, I know you're gonna
perfect.
probably gonna paint that tomorrow.
Oh, Nancy drew the Clue Crew. Oh,
I've never
that's awesome.
Well, now you can try it out.
That's who it's from.
Who's
It's from Laura
Okay,
Blaiston.
Okay, that's from Laura, and I'll pop up her store and whatever on the screen.
Thank you, Laura.
The dog also wants to. Oh, there's a note. There's a note from Laura. Let's check this note out. Laura says, "I'm a viewer of your dad." Oh, Laura says, "I'm a viewer of your dad's YouTube channel. I'm sending a few items. Wish you happy summer. So sorry you broke your foot. You're the very same age as my granddaughter. These are some of the things she likes, so I hope you like them too. Best wishes, Miss Laura."
Thank you, Laura.
Thank you so much, Miss Laura. We really appreciate it. Oh, hey, I wanted to give a shout out to Mike's Diecast. We've been talking recently, and I told him that I'd be sure and mention him. So why don't you go check his store out? There'll be a link in the description below. So yesterday I had a customer inquire about overnight shipping on a craft gourd. I told her that I can't do that. I can't guarantee it would get there. any faster than priority, particularly because it wouldn't go out until Friday. It wouldn't leave the house until Friday, and if somehow it doesn't get looked at or whatever else, it would end up getting no faster than priority. She said, okay, and then proceeded not to order it. Then instead she ordered it Friday. Today is Friday, and asked to please, and just put a note in the note to seller, please do overnight shipping. Isn't that awesome? I should have blocked her in the first place, because I've said in other videos in the past, customers who want faster than normal shipping are trouble. I'm not shipping this overnight. I'm not sure how much. Let's look and see how much it would cost. I've already made the priority label. I actually could have sent this parcel select for $5, and of course they're in California, furthest possible place from me. FedEx priority overnight, $72.39. USPS priority mail express, $41.65. Doesn't even guarantee overnight. Looking at it, this would have cost me $41.20 to overnight. She only paid about $22 shipped for the entire thing. So no, I'm just not gonna do that request. Should have blocked her in the first place. Looking forward to the return request when this doesn't show up tomorrow morning. I sold 10 albums to a very smart viewer who actually noticed that there were records buy one get one free in my other store. Marjorie bought 10 albums. Night Ranger, Moody Blues, Say Maxell sampler from the 80s, got Poco and Triumph and sticks and stuff on it. Journey Departure, Linda Ronstadt, wearing those roller skates. Love that cover. Kansas. Who in the heck? I can't recognize. Oh, Heart. Didn't recognize it. Looking at it upside down. Elton John. The Doobie Brothers. And the Beatles, 69 to 70. Those will all be going out to her. She also inquired about a bulk purchase of some cards. Remember, people, if you want to make any off eBay deals with me, don't message me through the eBay system. I have an email address. That's the place to contact me. Right now, I'm not ready to bulk unload any of the cards, but when I do, I might just do an eBay live and sell them on a live show. Not going to do a whatnot because I'm not going to sign up for it just so I can do that one time, but I might do it on eBay Live or something else. You'll know about it. You're not going to miss it as long as you're continuing to watch the channel. You will get the opportunity to get large amounts of cards if that's what you're looking for. Alright, I'm back with something to poke at that power button with. I've already turned on the main wall thing. I did hear the monitor give a scary noise that didn't sound that I didn't want to hear. No signal. That's a good sign. Alright, finally managed to get the power button to go. HP. I don't know if you can hear it. It's giving a little bit of a high-pitched squeal because I think the BIOS is defaulting to a slightly higher resolution than this monitor actually wants to run. Oh good, it just went out of range. That's great. I had set it to 640 by 480 before I shut it down. And apparently it came back out of that. That's wonderful.
Dad, I got a package.
You got a package? Are you sure it's for you?
Yeah, it says my name on it.
To Julie Oliver. It looks like it's from Sherman. Oh, I know who that is. Okay, let's open it up. Here, let me get the present knife. All right, you don't want to cut yourself. Alright, give me the knife. Okay, what do you got? Okay, it looks like it's in a plastic bag, so go ahead and open it up. Oh, Parker thinks it might be for her. What'd you get?
It's like this little unicorn growing thing.
Awesome!
That's adorable.
Oh, wait, there's something else in there.
It's a little hairball shooter.
Oh, it shoots the hairballs out. Oh, the dog's gonna love that. You can hit Mama with it when she gets home.
I really doubt Parker would actually not take these. It's a little mystery pack.
Hey, you love mystery packs.
I do.
All right, this was almost certainly from Chris at Helo's World. Can we say thanks to Chris?
Thank you, Chris.
All right, hey Chris, thanks a lot. Really made her day. Okay, let's look at a couple of sales. I'm going to put this up on the screen because it's pre-packed. A 33 spoon display rack. Basically, it's a big old spoon rack full of fancy spoons. I got 2 of these at a garage sale about a year ago for a total of $10. One of them sold within a month for around $50. This one went through several markdowns and finally sold at $37.99 plus shipping. I sold this Boulders and Bombs for the Atari 400-800 computer, $11.33. I think that is the last Atari computer cartridge that I have left. I sold a Death Pile Monster to Jerry. He's got a store, TCB Shop for You. I'll put a link to it down in the description. He did not send a message. Although I think he had talked to me in comments before several times. Max bought both the Q4 Death Pile Monster. It's one of the original Death Pile Monster's friends, and the Item Not As Described Returns Monster. I have very limited stock on those. Max had already bought the original Death Pile Monster previously. He said, Max here, keep up the great content. Glad to be able to add more display goodies to our shelf. Hopefully sales picked up by the time you get this, and you've made it out to get some more goodies. By the way, part the Mercedes. Now, what Max is talking about there is that I have in my driveway a very tired 1984 Mercedes V8 convertible. It was my dream car when I was a kid. I finally was able to afford one when I was 30. Those things were ridiculously expensive when they were new. I think it was the most expensive car actually built on an assembly line that year. It was priced like 2.5 Corvettes. They were that much. But of course, the more expensive cars, the more it depreciates. So by the time I was 30, I was able to afford one. I daily drove it for years and years and years, and it got really tired, and fall before I lost my leg, it got pushed into the driveway with a leaking brake part. And it hasn't moved since then. So it's been sitting there for 4 years, and it's pretty tired, and it's not really worth fixing up at this point. The parts for the things are incredibly expensive, and the reason why the parts are incredibly expensive is because there are so many pristine examples of them still around, and people need the parts to keep the beautiful ones looking, and mine's not beautiful. So I probably will be selling that car off a piece at a time eventually. Right now I'm still going through a lot of body pain, so I don't feel like getting underneath the car and unbolting some stuff, but I will eventually. Sold this Harley Davidson fully leaded distressed black hat, snapback, $17.99. Paid probably $1. And I sold this Connects mini crossbow kit, open box new. The box has been opened, but all the bits are still sealed in their little plastic bags. $8.99. Now, if you have no idea what to get or how to source items, one thing you can always just do is walk around with the eBay app on your phone, a little barcode scanner, and don't even look at anything that's not new. Just look at new things that are sealed in the boxes. Check the barcodes. You can start out just doing that. Some people only do that, and they still just do just fine. Well, the arcade games give me a whole lot of problems getting Windows to actually boot up in 640 by 480. I'm going to have to go in there and registry edit or something stupid so it stops trying to default to something bigger. But at least I found my second monitor, so my new listing station now has 2 monitors. All right, I think let's finally get into the topic here. We'll toss some sales in there with it. I Sold a Death Pile Monster to Stacy for $5.99. She doesn't have a store. She didn't leave a message, and I guess Stacy could actually be a guy too, but Stacy, thanks. All right, your first newbie mistake you can make on eBay is not understanding the eBay fee structure or thinking that eBay is free. And yes, there are plenty of people who think that eBay is just somehow free. My mother-in-law asked me if they charge for their services. And that was 2 years into my full-time selling, and my mother-in-law is quite involved in our life. And I had to let her know, yes, I paid eBay $1,400 for their services last month. eBay is not free, but so many people go in, they sell that first item and don't understand how much money eBay is going to take out of that transaction. You see it in the eBay forums just every day. I can't believe I sold my item for $100 free shipping and eBay took all this money away from me. And of course they never read the thing or anything else. Sold 3 records for $32 total. These were out of the old store, so one of these ended up being buy one get one free. The person who bought this one, the music machine, didn't take the free item. It's not even a coupon code either. It's literally buy one get one free. Says it right on every listing. But 32 total, music machine there, Melanie, 4 sides. This record folds out really weird. And George Carlin, Class Clown. All right, your second new eBay user mistake is starting out selling something expensive. Oh man, I've got this, awesome thing I need to sell. It's worth hundreds and hundreds of dollars, so I'm going to go in there and sell it on eBay as my very first item. These people are going to be targeted by scammers in various ways. They're going to get people that message them, asking them to text the person so they can eventually send them a fake payment email, and hopefully get them to send them the item without ever having bought it. While other brand new sellers will just be targeted by people who like to do the brick in a box return or whatever else, figuring that they're less likely to get in trouble with somebody who's brand new to eBay just because they'll never figure it out in the first place, or they won't know what to do if something happens like that. So don't start out selling expensive things on eBay when you start out. Start out selling something like, look, I sold 4 Warhammer sprues, $52 total. Remember, it was a big bag of plastic bits that I was going to throw away. It's rolling on up to $1,500 in total sales off that stuff now, and I was going to throw it away. Your third big mistake there with new eBay users is being unable to handle shipping the item or items they listed. They'll list this big old antique lamp here, then it'll sell, and they'll have no boxes on hand, no packing material, no postal scale, no idea how to ship or pack that item. Despite the fact I've been selling on eBay forever, this is my first ever TI series calculator that I ever sold. This sold for $48.99. I had it up too high, but my buddy Chris at Helo's World, he told me I had it too high, and I lowered it about $6, and it sold within 24 hours of me lowering that price. Your fourth thing is not understanding there are tax implications for selling things online. The fact is, if you sell anything online, you're legally required to report it. Now, I know most people don't, especially people who sell a couple of things. That's the whole reason that they have reporting limitations in the first place, because it's actually easier on the IRS if the small potatoes and people don't even report the stuff. So that's why they have those requirements. But legally, you're required to report all those sales. Most people selling their own stuff actually lose money. However, if you sell even one thing, this was my calculator that I bought for $110 new, later sold it for $55. I am legally required to report that sale. And that means that I can no longer do a free online tax return or use the $19.99 tax return package. Nope, none of those will handle those tax forms. You got to go up to the more expensive one. So even selling one thing You know, if that's the only thing I sold and I actually played by all the rules, I'd actually have done better throwing this in the trash because I'm going to spend another $100 doing my taxes than I usually would. I sold 4 assorted crafting stamps and dies, $17.50 total. Wooden stamps are terrible. Most of the money in that $17.50 came to these die sets for the Sizzix machine. Okay, 5th mistake, a lot of new users, is using auction formats. eBay hasn't been about auctions in 10 plus years, probably longer. Once Buy It Now came out, eBay quickly stopped being about auctions. Most buyers nowadays don't look at auctions. They're used to Amazon. They're used to ordering the item and getting it the next day, not waiting around a week and a half or 6 days to see if maybe they won this thing. They want it now. And it really, if you're not an expert at eBay, you should never run an auction. And if this is your first time at eBay, you're not an expert. You're either going to price the item too high and nobody will bid, or you'll price it too low and maybe people will bid, but you won't get as much money. There are very few items that auction is the appropriate choice for. I mean, I do this full time, and I've only run 2 auctions in the last 3 years. Actually, I've only run 2 auctions in the last 10 years. And only one of those auctions, only one of them paid. So think about that as part of it too. Speaking of things that aren't worth it, I sold this brick of 200 magic cards. I scanned all these in. The retail price, and by retail I mean store retail, would be $148, but none of them are worth more than $2 individually. So I scanned them all in. This got marked down multiple times, sold for $28.09, which, by the way, is still more than I get turning this into the store. Turning this into the store, I'd get like 15, I think, because they'd all be bulk. All right, your 6th thing that new eBay users do, and actually, you know what, a lot of very established eBay users also do this. A lot of 20-plus year eBay users do this, and a lot of full-time YouTube eBay sellers do this. It's guessing prices. You know, when they go to sell this, they don't look up what it's worth or what it sells for. They say, oh yeah, $10. And they just put it out there. Or they look it up and they see, oh yeah, there's 10 of them listed between $5 and $20, so I'll list mine for 10. And for some reason they think that would work. That doesn't work at all. You need to base your prices on reality. You need to probably, for commodity-like items like this is always going to be the same. You know, this isn't going to be different no matter who sells it. There's not really going to be condition issues with items like this. You know, if you want yours to sell next, it has to be the cheapest one. If you want yours to never sell, make sure that you list it for higher than the highest listed in solds. Also, if you go to sell this item and there are none listed in solds, you need to be even cheaper than the cheapest one, because the cheapest one hasn't sold yet. There's not a lot of demand. In situations like that, I usually beat the cheapest one significantly, because if somebody wanted one, they would have already bought that cheapest one. Oh, where are they? I sold 2 trays full of Wargame airplanes. These are scaled for the Wings of War and the Wings of Glory games, but many other miniatures games can use them. These were painted by my friend Ed. They're part of his estate, and I sold them for $109.99. All right, your 7th thing new eBay users do is vague or terrible titles and photos. Title, Nike shirt. Picture, shirt thrown on a bed. Title, cute dress. Picture, person wearing the dress. Or another one that I just saw, it was on auction. Lot of 2 Super Nintendo games. Not only did they not say what the games were, they also spelled Nintendo wrong. And then the third one is they overpriced it, because the 2 games there were like a casino game and something else like bass fishing. 2 things that are hard to even give away in that category, and I believe they started that auction at $28.99, which is the same place it'll end with 0 bids. I sold a record album, J.F. Murphy, Salt and Salt, The Last Illusion, $53.99. I have no idea why this album is that valuable, but it is. If anybody knows why, put it in the comments, because I don't. Your eighth mistake the new eBay users and sometimes experienced ones make is lighting their shipping money on fire. Forcing priority mail on light items like this little $4 robot that I just sold. And some new eBay users will put priority mail in on something like this as the only option. Or even worse, they'll ship things from the counter at the post office. Or even worse, they will pay a pack and ship to pack and ship their items. So they'll have something like $24.99 shipping on items that other people have $9.99 shipping on. And then also buying extra insurance on shipping. That's almost never the appropriate thing to do. Really, if you really have an item that you're really afraid of something happening to, you can actually go through some services, and I don't remember the name of it offhand. I'll see if I can pop it up on the screen here, but we used to use it at the old work, in which you could buy insurance on the entire transaction. Not just the item being damaged, but you can buy insurance against chargebacks, disputes, any of that. So if you have a dicey transaction, you could buy that insurance. But otherwise, I would not spend my money on the extra damage insurance. Because the fact is, if you did that every time, over the long run, you would just burn thousands and thousands of dollars over your eBay career on that insurance to save you dozens and dozens of dollars. To date, I have made one United States Postal Service insurance claim. It took longer than the amount of time was worth, and then it ended up with them sending me a check for $7 that was made out to my eBay username, and I could not cash it. Completely not worth it. All right, guys. Well, why don't you post down in the comments your own experiences, your own new eBay mistakes that you might have made. And I believe that's all I got for today. Thanks for everybody who made it out to my recent live. I'm going to try to start doing Friday night lives as a regular thing now, because it's not like I have anything else to do on Friday night. You know, I've been married for 13 years. So hope to see you again soon. Bye.